Yes, you already know what it is. It's the fourfold Heelz, and we never telling lies. Two of the best bad guys in the biz. Steph Ronin over here. Aaron McKee.
What up, y'all?
You know what it is. Word on the street. Let's keep it rocking. Yeah.
All right, we gonna start. My boy Pat McAfee was in some hot water on Raw 2 weeks ago, and the IWC tore him apart, right? But he brought it up with him and Michael Cole this week on Raw. He was in hot water over saying Raquel was talking Spanish to him, and he said, "Speak English, I don't speak Spanish." He was in hot water over that because, you know, people are sensitive these days.
What's the problem with what he said? Like,
hey, people get mad. So this week on Raw, him and Michael Cole are talking about El Grande Americano, and Pat's like, he speaks Spanish. And by the way, I don't know Spanish. And Michael Cole was like, yeah, I heard you got in a lot of trouble over that one. So it's like, it was kind of cool that they bringing up stuff from the IWC complaining, and they're basically like, y'all can suck a dick, basically.
So the IWC is mad because he told Raquel to speak English
because she was like yelling at him in Spanish, and he's like, speak English. I don't understand Spanish, which is, I don't know what people say when they don't speak Spanish. I don't know. I don't know, bro.
Like, what else are you supposed to say when you don't understand another language? Like, I don't understand. I really don't understand.
He's like, hey, sorry, I don't know. Like at least they see the internet backlash and they comment on about it on live TV. I like that. I
do too. But that's funny. I totally missed that part with Raquel and shit, bro. But yeah, like I would say the same thing too. Excuse me, I don't understand Spanish. I speak English.
And it's not like he was yelling at someone that doesn't speak English. You know what I'm saying? If you're like only yelling at someone that only speaks one language, maybe that's offensive, but not really. But like he was like, I know you speak English, so could you speak English, please? You know?
Yeah, she speaks English all the time. So it's like, yeah, bro. Like I don't. Here we go.
It was too funny, bro. Too funny. But let's roll into this. Nick Khan, sir, saying that WWE does not bench talents. He said that himself, right?
Yeah.
He said we don't bench talent.
I remember
and
that.
Then our girl Dakota Kai puts a tweet out 2 days ago saying, man, I miss wrestling. By the way, I'm not injured. What is that, Nick Khan? Is that not being benched? And a lot of people online are saying she's not benched. She's just not being used. I'm like, hey guys, that's benched. When you're in an NBA game, when you're not being used, you're sitting on the fucking bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shades of Ricky Starks.
Yeah.
You know, he did the same thing. I like wrestling. I don't know why I'm not being used. I'm not injured.
Yeah.
She did the same thing. So again, this is what I was talking about a couple of weeks ago on the pod. I was like, look, man, it's getting overcrowded.
Yeah.
Somebody's not going to be utilized every week.
Yeah. Like there's going to be some cuts coming up. You know, WWE likes them cuts.
In the summertime cuts, you know? Yeah. It's about that time.
I hope I don't think Dakota Kai gets cut, but
no. But if she does, she needs to go to AEW.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's gonna be hey, listeners, that's gonna be my answer to fucking everything about WWE.
Mm-hmm.
If they lose anybody who ain't being used, go to AEW.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns' contract is coming up, going to end. Go to AEW, bro.
And then Indy Hartwell, she just got signed with TNA, which is basically like WWE again now. So we'll see how that goes. That's see. That's basically WWE again. So she could be back on NXT in no time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. We got a little Bryan Danielson, bro. Everyone's saying he's on this little journey of, you know, hyping up AEW, but I mean, I'm sure he's still under contract with AEW.
Of course.
But he said if there was a promoter he had to work for, out of all the promoters he's worked for a lot. He's picking your boy, Tony Khan, bro.
Of course.
Yep.
Tony Khan has a high level of respect for Danielson outside of the in-ring action. He respects his creative mind. He respects his opinions and views about the industry of pro wrestling. So he is a lot more respected and revered in AEW than he was in WWE. And
Yeah.
WWE, he was just a talent.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see why he would say something like that. I mean, listen, my man Bryanson came out and said, you know, I'm not saying I'm about to be creative, but I speak to Tony every day.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he's bouncing ideas off of Tony and stuff, and Tony is listening to him and utilizing him. Thus is why the product, I mean, look, I'm not going to lie, man. Something has changed. I don't know if they hired more writers. I don't know who they added to their staff, but something has changed because the product that we saw in 2024 for most of the year and what we're seeing in the beginning of 2025 is night and day. Something changed.
I think MVP has a lot to do with it.
Wait,
I think
what?
I think he leans on MVP because what's the best story going right now in AEW? One of the best stories,
right?
The Hurt Syndicate with MJF. I think he leans on MVP a lot, bro. That's just that's no word on the street. That's just Aaron's opinion, guys. MVP might have, because ever since MVP showed up, it's been getting better. It's been getting better. Yeah,
you're right. And MVP has a creative mind. I have heard him behind the scenes, even when he was at TNA, when he was part of the Beatdown Clan.
Yeah,
he used to drop ideas and do creative ideas. So yeah, MVP. So we getting a mix of MVP. We getting a mix of Danielson.
Yeah.
Now in the fold of creative, and you know who else is also, this ain't word on the street, but this is just our opinion. You know who else is also in the fold in creative?
Mox.
Cope.
Oh, Cope. Yeah, Cope. Yeah.
Cope is in there. Mox is definitely in there.
Yeah.
So maybe sometimes it isn't a bad thing to have the talent give you ideas and do creative. Like I said, there's a negative and positive to everything in life.
Yeah.
There's going to be negatives of talents trying to book themselves, but there's also positive. So it's going to be negatives of bookers booking, but it's going to be positive as well. So it doesn't matter. So I'm going to tell you right now, whatever they're doing, keep doing it because it's fucking working. You guys are gaining viewers. Bro, last night on Dynamite, the fucking crowd, bro.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Popping.
It was popping.
Yeah.
Like both sides. I was like, geez, this is nice. But yeah. Danielson, let me ask you this. Do you see Danielson being head of creative within the next 3 to 5 years?
Possibly sooner than that. Possibly sooner than that, too. And what's weird is word on the street, the Bella Twins might be making a comeback in WWE. So that's a house divided right there. You know what I'm saying?
Some call it a house divided. I call it a house getting money.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Both ways.
But Dusty Rhodes, or not Dustin Rhodes, excuse me, not Dusty Rhodes, RIP. Dustin Rhodes, someone commented on him or on Twitter and just said, I wish AEW would allow Dustin Rhodes to come back so him and Cody could work together again. And Dustin Rhodes said, I ain't ever leaving AEW. He said, AEW is where I'm retiring. I'm never going back. He's done. He's like, I've never heard anyone say a bad thing about Tony Khan except for CM Punk and except for like people like Ray Phoenix who signed a contract and didn't want to stay for their contract they signed.
Right.
That's the only people I've heard talk shit about Tony Khan.
And shit, Ricky Starks and all of them. And anybody who disgruntled and not in AEW right now, they're gonna talk shit about him. Yeah. But one thing that Tony Khan what did you say before that about
Dustin Rhodes staying in AEW?
Yes. So he said he took a shot at the E. He said, I am respected in AEW.
Yeah.
I mean, if that don't speak volumes.
Yeah. And Dustin Rhodes ain't on TV every week either. This dude's barely on TV recently. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
I mean, he on ROH. He down there.
Yeah. Let's add him on that list.
Him and Sammy Guevara are still ROH tag champs, right?
Bro.
I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while.
I haven't seen Sammy Guevara in forever, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with him.
Yeah.
I don't know. But for Dustin Rhodes to say that, and without saying, he didn't literally take a shot at WWE, directly, sort of like subliminally, but he said, I'm respecting AEW. And let's add him on that list of creative people who's back there in Tony's ear about creative minds. And if anybody knows how to do some creative minds, it's going to be from Dustin Rhodes.
Okay, now let me ask you this about Dustin Rhodes.
Come on with it.
Goldust, the is he a WWE Hall of Famer?
He is.
I think he is too.
He is.
Will he accept going into the Hall of Fame though?
Yes, he will.
You think he will?
But I would guarantee you, his brother and him talks all the time. I guarantee you, how long you sign your contract for? I'll sign for this much. All right. Well, when it's up, we'll put you in the Hall of Fame, so you can show up on TV. Bro, come on. Do you think Tony Khan will let Dustin Rhodes under AEW contract appear on WWE TV?
Not under contract. I'm saying when it is time to put Dustin Rhodes in the Hall of Fame, will Dustin Rhodes do it? Since he said he wasn't respected in WWE, will he allow them to put him in the Hall of Fame? Like, hey, Dustin's, he's Gold Dust. He's, retired. He's been retired a couple years out of AEW. And Triple H or whoever's in charge calls him and is like, hey, we want to put you in the Hall of Fame. Does he say yes? Or does he say, go fuck yourself?
Of course. No, he says yes.
He says yes?
He's going to accept it. See, but what he said was very well put. He said, I want to finish off my career as Dustin Rhodes. Goldust was good. Did a lot of good things for my career, but I want to finish off my career as I've started, which is Dustin Rhodes. Again, for him to last that long in WWE and be under that moniker of Stardust, like, flowers to him.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Steph Ronin's this week's flowers is going to be Dustin Rhodes, a.k.a. Goldust. Very underrated, very underutilized, very not even mentioned as one of the top tier wrestlers of all time, which he should be. His longevity by itself.
Yeah.
Longevity, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, he still can go in that ring.
Still can go, bro. Still can go.
So it's just that his gimmick overshadowed his personality so much because that gimmick was so. I mean, he made that gimmick at a time where being like gay and in the closet was such a taboo thing to talk about.
Yeah. I thought he was gay, bro. I thought he was straight gay, bro.
All did. I mean, the programs he did with Razor Ramon,
he'd be like,
and fucking Roddy Piper.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, geez Louise,
And for him to be like such a country dude, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, his dad, the workings man, Dusty Rhodes, blue collar, and for him to be like, "Fuck you, Dad, I'm gonna be gay,"
bro. I mean, and the simple fact that he's a big fucking Texan.
Yeah.
Cowboy. You know what I'm saying? To be doing that shit, that.
Too funny, bro. Too funny.
He definitely deserves his flowers. Dustin Rhodes, aka Goldust, he definitely deserves his flowers, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's also is part of the creative team backstage.
Yeah. They all got, I mean, you gotta lean on him, man. You got to. All right, let's go from one owner of the company to a past owner of the company. And everyone's freaking out about it. It's Vince McMahon, bro. And everyone's saying, y'all don't think this man still has creative control? He owns 9% of WWE still. I'm like, I don't think you guys know how businesses work. Because someone with 9.8% of a company doesn't have a say in fucking anything, guys.
Wait.
It's the ones who own over 50%.
Right.
That have a say in everything. That's how businesses work, y'all.
Wait, his 9%? I thought it was like less than 5. It was like 4.8 or some shit.
Nah, I think the last I read was 9.8% of the company.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of it. All right.
Yeah.
No.
All he's doing is collecting paychecks. That's all this man's doing.
That is all he's doing. I mean, even if he owned 34%, he still wouldn't have a say so.
He could own 49%. It would have no say in the company. That's how shares and companies work, y'all.
He's not involved in any kind of way. Now, do I think Triple H and Stephanie don't talk to him? Of course I don't. Of course they
talk to him. Is it, even Triple H in his Hall of Fame speech brought it up. I don't know if you watched it at all because it was fucking long as shit. But he's like, he was like, I'm basically bringing up the elephant in the room. This man is the grandfather to my kids. It was like, you can't, and like, he's the reason WWE is what WWE is now. So it's like, there's a big ass elephant in the room. But for people to still think he has any say in WWE right now, that's asinine.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think people don't understand. Like, TKO owns WWE. Yeah. TKO is his own entity. Okay. This ain't the old school WWE when Vince and then you think it or Triple H is. Nah, bro. Triple H has bosses, you guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
He has to report to. So, yeah. But now, what's the saying? Now, do I think that Triple H and Vince McMahon's, is in his ear away from that, and Triple H takes what Vince McMahon say and utilizes it?
Oh, man, you should do this right here next week.
Right.
Right.
Don't put that on there. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm pretty sure he does. I'm pretty sure he has some kind of influence. Put it that way. Some sort of influence over Triple H when Triple H calls him up for advice. Triple H may call him up.
Family dinners, family fucking dinners,
They talk about the business. They're gonna talk about the family business when family dinners are conducted. Yeah. That's just what it is, bro. Yeah. So do I doubt that there still isn't some kind of influence on Vince McMahon on Triple H? No, I don't doubt. I think that this pretty much still is. Yeah. But do I think he's sitting in on creative meetings? No. Fuck no, bro.
No way.
No.
No one. No. Ari Emanuel, Nick Khan, they do not talk to Vince McMahon
at all.
At all.
Yeah.
The only talk they probably say is you want to sell more of your shares. That's probably it, bro. That's it. But let's go to, did you see the Hollywood Hogan, Eric Bischoff little promo thing, bro?
Yes, I did.
How cringy was that motherfucker, bro?
They try to recap the following announcement is paid for by the New World Order. They try to recap that shit, and that shit fell flat than a mug, bro.
That was so cartoonish, and I said, y'all should have did a couple more takes. I don't know how many takes they did, but what they are starting with Izzy Martinez they hyped up this third member for like 2 days. And then the third member is Izzy Martinez, who's a wrestling coach. And they're doing some freestyle wrestling show, which I'm assuming is actual real wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be basically Hulk Hogan was on Fox News, go figure. And they was talking about how it's going to kind of be like The Voice, where you kind of get like a summary of their life and their trials and tribulations.
Right.
And then it's kind of building them into The Voice show. I don't think American people give a shit about freestyle wrestling, real wrestling. My dad was a real wrestler growing up, all that.
Yeah.
It's just, there's no professional wrestling. The professional wrestling, like we think of, is WWE, AEW. There's no professional way to go be a real wrestler except for the UFC. So in my eyes, are they maybe trying to compete with UFC and build stars? Maybe. We'll see how it goes. You got Hulk Hogan, big name. Eric Bischoff, big name. Izzy Martinez, big name in the wrestling community. So
what I think is exactly what you say. I think there's only two outlets for amateur wrestling. It's the collegiate level, and the NCAA, and then you have the Olympics.
Yep.
That
which is no money.
No money, just as far as it goes. I will say I am interested to see. I would like to see some of that because I do like watching amateur wrestling. Definitely me being a wrestler in high school and shit. The hardest shit I ever fucking did in my life was work out and train as a fucking wrestler, bro. Like,
hell yeah. That shit I did it in 7th grade trying to follow my dad's footsteps.
Right.
I was the only motherfucker who had grades to wrestle, so I had to wrestle varsity. My boy, I went 0-14, bro. I said, Dad, I'm playing basketball next year.
Bro, I went 0-1, and I said, fuck this. This is too much fucking. I'm not doing this shit, bro. Bro. It's like in high school, even as a freshman when I started doing it, they put me on varsity because of my size.
Yeah.
Like I was pretty a big kid for my age and shit, right? So they put me on this shit, but these motherfuckers, I had the body at the time in high school as a fucking like a basketball player, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like these motherfuckers put me in there with motherfucking heavy. These motherfuckers, bro. The dude I wrestled, this motherfucker. I said, "You sure this motherfucker 16 years old? Like this motherfucker, like he been on some shit." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nah, bro. No, I stopped it, but I much respect to amateur wrestling. So I do have that's the reason why I like wrestling, because I like the chain wrestling, the Greco wrestling,
Greco-Roman and shit.
Yeah, that type of wrestling style. You know what I'm saying? Out of holes and out of holes. Now, with Bischoff and Hogan behind this promoting it, I think it's a bad time for
bad time for them to be names.
To start something, because he's not revered in the best of light right now.
Not the best of light, bro. Not the best of light.
So, but who knows?
Who knows? But my man was on Fox News with like the old school Hollywood beard too. He had that black beard with the gold going again. I was like, what the fuck, man? He's trying to bring it back. He's playing the bad guy now, baby.
Why not?
Playing the bad guy. Hell yeah, bro. All right, next one, bro. Cathy Kelly. Cathy Kelly wants to be a manager. So if they're starting to bring back these female managers, which I like, they got the Maxine Dupree out there cutting the promo, even though she gets in the ring and bangs every time or a little bit of time. Who could you see Cathy Kelly getting paired with in the E right now to be their manager?
So I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm not too high on Cathy Kelly. Like, I don't really feel her interview style and whatnot. Who do I see? I don't see. Who do I see her being a valet to? Nobody.
Yeah.
I don't
Nobody
really see
yet.
Anybody. Like, the only chemistry that I see that she has on her interviews is Jey Uso.
Yep.
And Jey Uso don't need a valet right now.
He don't. I'm trying to think of like who can't talk that she could be the voice of. I was thinking maybe an Aleister Black, but No,
Aleister Black can talk. He can go on the mic. So,
but he might not this time, I like that Aleister Black still selling that the damage from the eye from fucking 6 years ago.
From the Messiah. Freaking Rollins. Yeah, that guy.
But I don't know, man, but they're talking about it. They also said she's training in the ring a little bit, so we'll see. And I said, damn, I bet Samantha Irvin is pissed because that's all she wanted to do was be a manager, maybe bang in the ring a little bit. And they said, deuces. But she was just too good at being a ring announcer. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they say that it's hard for you to shed what you initially blew up off of.
Yeah.
So she blew up off being a crazy, great ring
People were
announcer.
talking about her being the GOAT ring announcer of all time, basically, in a short amount of time.
I dare say I've never seen a ring announcer gather that much attention the way she did on social media and everything. So
we know why she did on social media.
Yeah. So it's like, what would you have them do? Put her as a valet when they're gonna always remember her as the ring announcer?
Facts.
So it was hard. She did her job too damn good.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Too good.
It's like I call it the Carlton effect. The actor who played Alfonso, whatever his name is, who played Carlton on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, he can never get any other fucking movie roles because he did that part so well. If he is in any movie, they're gonna think it's Carlton.
Yeah, it's like Harry Potter. I said that's Harry Potter.
Right. Harry Potter. Was another one. My man. I fucking love this show. If you've never seen it, you should watch it. It's Entourage. Jeremy Piven. Like, he talked about this. Like, I saw some shit on his podcast. He said, it's hard for me to get roles because I played that role so well that we've gotten backlash from people. From some of the shit he said on that show was so like out
offensive.
of pocket.
Lloyd!
Offensive right there. So
Lloyd!
Lloyd. Some of the gay bashing he should say the Lloyd, bro. That's my guy. I love that show, bro. Ari Gold was my dude, bro. Like that dude. So maybe Samantha Irvin would be so well known as a great ring announcer. It'd been hard for her to been passed off as a manager or valet. You know what I mean? So
But so I'm watching the NBA playoffs, right? I'm watching the Warriors. Stan Van Gundy talking about Draymond Green, right? It's on TNT. Stan Van Gundy's like, man, Draymond Green out there looking like a WWE superstar. He gets corrected by his other announcer guy. He says, we're going to stick with the brand. It's AEW.
What?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, shit.
Stan Van Gundy out there saying WWE, and then I think it was like Mike Greenberg or whatever his other guy's name is. He was like, we're gonna stick to what's good with TNT. It's an AEW superstar, bro. That shit was funny, bro.
Hell
that shit was good, bro.
Hell yeah. Hey, the playoffs has actually helped AEW ratings.
Yeah. But I will say, it is unfair to say that Collision had 700,000. It had 700,000 for like the first 5 minutes, bro. And then it did drop. And then by the end of the show, FTR, it was down to 100,000. So a lot of AEW people online were going a little too hard with how AEW had 700,000. I was like, guys, they did for a little bit of time. And then it went down, guys. Like, you can't expect basketball fans to watch AEW wrestling, guys.
No,
it's unrealistic.
It was obviously a fucking like a watch over, a spillover from the NBA playoffs that people probably kept the TVs on. And let's think about this for a second. Let's be realistic. Places like Taco Mac and sports bars that
kept it on.
And all of a sudden, then they turned the sound off, but the rest of them still on. That's still getting views for AEW. You know what I'm saying? But I tell you,
might have gained some more fans.
Exactly, and that's what I was gonna say. It's not all total loss. Even though they didn't finish off the show with 700,000, they still went in and probably brought a new pair of eyes to watch their product. More brand recognition. This is what the mission should be for AEW. Brand recognition. That's it.
Yes. And so I got it on Twitter with someone, not the actual person that said it, but someone that was defending the person that said it. I think he's on there with Dave Meltzer. I think his name's Brian Alvarez, I believe is his name. So he did this whole little rant about how AEW doesn't do video packages all the time before something happens. What's his name returned? I forget his name in AEW, but it's blanking, but he's turned heel or something. Brian Alvarez was like, this guy came out, oh shit, he's a heel, blah, blah, blah. And Brian Alvarez is basically like, I didn't watch last week, so I don't know what's going on. And I was just like, why is this guy complaining that he didn't watch? This guy is one person who should watch every week.
Right.
Because he gets paid to fucking talk about. We don't even get paid, and we watch it every week.
Right.
So he was saying, that's how you gain new fans. This is how you gain new fans. You got to watch the video packages, and that tells you and explains the story to you. But in the same, like right after he said that, he talks about how in 2019, WWE is losing fans hand over fist. And I'm like, well, they were showing video packages, so they should only be gaining fans with your argument.
Right.
And he's like, well, I was like, all that matters is if the product is good or if the product is bad.
That's it.
Video packages are irrelevant most of the time. Sometimes it's nice to know a little refresher if it goes on, but you don't need because if you go into video packages every week, what does WWE get criticized for? That there's 45 minutes of wrestling in a 3-hour show and there's an hour and a half of video packages.
Right.
So I was like, you got to find the sweet spot in between. But this man doesn't watch the product and he's over here talking about the product. It's like, that seems kind of asinine to me.
Yeah. What wrestler was he referring to?
I forgot. He just came back like 2 weeks ago. The dude last week.
Trent Beretta?
There you go. That's who it was. Yeah.
I thought so. Yeah. Alvarez, there's nothing really. He came back and he's back with the Don Callis family like he was before he got injured.
Yeah. And he was like, I didn't watch last week. So it's like, man, don't fault AEW because your ass, who gets paid to talk about AEW, didn't watch the fucking show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, man, it's kind of in your job, requirements to watch these shows if you want to get paid to talk about them, my man. So, boy,
crazy, bro. I was like, that's insane, man. Yeah. Must be nice to blame other people for you not watching the show. That was crazy to me.
Must be nice to have a wrestling show and don't actually watch the wrestling show.
Yeah, and people still tune in to fucking watch you. Crazy.
Yeah.
But Nick Namath, bro, he was on Busted Open talking about this Pat McAfee promo.
Okay, here we go. Let's get into it.
And he's like, if I was still with the company, I would be pissed because Pat McAfee basically cut a promo and this motherfucker was basically allowed to say whatever he wanted when they're not allowed to cuss ever. And Pat McAfee dropped, 5 or 4 cuss words in this, including the F-bomb.
Yeah.
Asshole, this, blah, 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 that, blah, 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 blah. And he's just like, a person like Nick Namath, who's there every week, all week, if he was still there, can't cut that promo. His hands are tied. But this guy who just shows up and announces every Raw, but when he can't be there at Raw, he doesn't have to be there at Raw. He gets to stand up and cut whatever fucking promo he wants to cut. And he was like, I just feel like it's a little unfair. And I tend to agree with him.
Okay, so here we go again. It's the everyday true pro wrestler versus the celebrity. Again, that comes in and tries to, so let me say this. I agree with Nick Namath, but at the same time, I don't disagree with how Pat McAfee did his thing. This is the way life is. This is the way it's always going to be. If you're made it big in another field and WWE feel like we can utilize you to help bring more eyeballs to our product, we will, and we're going to give you a little bit more leash to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Than the average wrestler. This is what it is. You can't really fault him for that. I mean, he has leverage because this dude is on the #1 sports network in the world, ESPN. His face is well known. He is his brand is worldwide.
Megastar.
So, yeah, you're going to let him have that freedom opposed to somebody who's just a wrestler. You know what I mean? Just,
I feel that.
So, but to add my 2 cents onto that promo again, I've heard off Busted Open Radio. Also, Tommy Dreamer said that this is the greatest promo he's ever heard. I said, what? Yeah. Tommy Dreamer said the Pat McAfee promo was the greatest promo he's ever heard.
Like this week?
Yes.
Like, no, this week is the greatest promo of the week. No, but he's saying of all time.
He just said what he ever heard. I don't know if he didn't go into detail
from an announcer, maybe.
I don't know what he was saying, but I looked at, I saw that shit, and I said, how could he say such a thing?
That's asinine. I've been saying that a lot today because there's a lot of asinine people out there today. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
I don't know.
Shit. He says one dumb thing, but this next thing he says, I kind of agree with. He said Braun Breaker is too popular to be a heel, and that's what we were talking about with the situational babyface, situational heels.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Jacob Fatu right now. He is way too popular for the crowd to boo him. It's not gonna happen. We're not gonna boo Braun Breaker, and we're not gonna boo Jacob Fatu. No. It's just not gonna happen. So, does it put WWE in a good position, or does it put WWE in a bad position?
It's a win-win for WWE. I don't understand. All they have to do is listen to the crowd. You know what I'm saying? They can redirect their storylines to where they make them faces. So
or you can just keep booking them as a heel, and the crowd's just gonna keep cheering the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
His merch is selling. So
the dogs are barking.
Yeah,
you know?
I think it doesn't matter in this day and age, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. If you're Because before, they didn't want you to put you as a heel because they feel like your merch is going to sell. It sells more as a babyface. But nowadays, I don't think it matters anymore.
Look at John Cena, bro. All you see is John Cena shirts right now. Yeah. All you see is John Cena shirts. That's it.
So
crazy, bro.
Hey,
Crazy. But SmackDown, June, 2 hours, baby. 2 hours. How you feeling? We're going back down to 2 hours. No more 3 hours.
I mean, somebody need to get on the same page. I mean, Jesus. 2 hours started, 3 hours, and 3 hours back to 2 hours. Like, come on, what's the influx?
They say right before Money in the Bank, it's going to go back down to 2 hours, and I'm excited for that, man.
What was the reason?
I have no idea what the reason is. It's got to do with what are they on? Fox or USA? USA, yeah. So USA, I don't know.
That's bad. That's bad news for the WWE roster.
Yeah,
because
for the roster, it's bad news. For us, it's great news.
Yeah, I mean, they got a lot of talent that needs to be showcased.
Maybe less video packages.
Yeah, less video packages, more promos, more fucking in-ring action for the people they need to showcase. I mean, you cut the show down from 3 hours to 2 hours, and you got people like Dakota Kai, like Bayley, just not being utilized right now.
Not being used at all.
So, shit. I don't know. It's a good thing for WWE, but it's a bad thing for the talent. Put it that way.
So we got fucking right here. Our boy CM Punk is pushing for our favorite show to return, bro. Heelz on Netflix.
Yeah, I saw that.
I am fucking pumped. I was like, we need a season 3 because my boy Stephen Amell was left paralyzed in the ring. We don't know how this man's making a comeback. He's still sitting in the ring, just paralyzed.
Paralyzed.
But they could just jump ahead a few years, like show a little recovery montage.
They never said, was it a work or was it a shoot?
Yeah, that's true. He could have just did that for his bro, so his bro could win the title, bro. Yeah. He could have did that. But right now, Stephen Amell's off shooting that show Suits LA on NBC, so it's gonna be kind of hard to film when he's on a big NBC show network, you know.
Sure. Yeah, of course CM Punk wants Heelz to come back on there, 'cause he was actually a star on Heelz. He actually got a character on Heelz, so he wants some more work.
He's trying to get his wife some work too, because she was on the show too. AJ Lee.
That's right.
He said, "My baby just sitting at home
in the Brooks home." Shit. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Let me see what else I got. Oh, we got John Cena, bro. December pay-per-views names that have been thrown around. We already got one. We talked about it. It's Ruthless Aggression. The other ones we got floating around are You Can't See Me, or Now You See Me. I think it was Now You See Me. So we couldn't see him his whole career. Now You See Me. And then the last one is Word Life. I still think Ruthless Aggression is the best one.
Yeah, it's the best one. Ruthless Aggression is definitely the best one.
Yeah, for sure.
By far.
Who does he face, bro?
Last match?
Does he have the belt still?
Yeah.
Who does he face?
Cody.
I want Roman. I want fucking Roman. Cody? You think it's Cody? I think
it comes back around to Cody.
Yeah?
Ugh. I think it comes back around to Cody.
I love Cody. I love Cody.
Match.
Ooh, Cody Roman.
Cody Roman and Cena.
Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee.
You know?
That would be crazy, bro. That would be insane.
Bro, you know what? I don't know why this popped in my head. I forgot we didn't talk about this. Do you remember, like, maybe 2 weeks ago when it was like after Raw went off the air and CM Punk threw on that fucking coat?
Oh, yeah. Seth's coat. He did it with Bert Kreischer, bro. Bert Kreischer was in the ring.
He was walking around the ring like Seth. Like, I can honestly say that there has to be some legitimate like dislike for these motherfuckers. Like they really don't like each other, bro. It has to be.
Yeah. For sure, bro.
Bro.
For sure. And like we'll talk about that. CM Punk was the cause of AEW backstage drama, but now Will Ospreay has come out and said that backstage is mostly a team. There's no drama back there anymore back in AEW. He said it's all where everyone's friendly. There's no drama. Everyone's cool. Everyone's chilling, bro. How you feel, man? How you feel? That's good. That's good that it's happening.
It is, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised because CM Punk, let me tell you something. He's an acquired taste. And when it comes to his personality.
And I felt like when he was there, he did feel like it was the minor leagues type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I kind of felt like he's like, y'all need to listen to me because I know what's up.
Right.
You know?
Right. He did have that type of ego to where he did, but he wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why would you not want to pick? I mean, think about this. CM Punk created Collision. That show was supposed to be for him. That show did the best ratings in his first inception for the first couple of months until all this shit with Punk happened, and then after All In, and then he was gone, and that's when that shit went down here. He was a creative booker mind on that show.
Yeah.
And that show was good.
Yeah.
So he knows what he's talking about. But I think how he comes about it and how he approaches it or how he gets his point across, I think is what gets lost in translation. You know what I'm saying? Because of, it's a lot of times it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
I believe
he said it terribly.
You know, you're right. There has been no backstage.
You don't hear nothing.
Nothing.
You don't hear nothing. You don't hear nothing. All right, I got one more, or I got two more, but I'm going to save one more for the last question. You got anything?
Yeah, I got something left.
Go ahead.
All right. So, last week, I talked about how I didn't really want to watch Unreal.
Yeah.
And I had a WWE Hall of Famer basically back me up, and the reason why I really didn't want to watch it, and it was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He said,
old school, brother.
He doesn't want, he said, I guess I'm kind of old school, but I don't like the fact that they pull back the curtain too much because he says, I like Houdini. He's like, I'm not going to ask him how he does his tricks. I've just got to figure it out. He said, it's the illusion.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with me. Like, it's the illusion of pro wrestling that I fucking rock with. If I know the increments of how they produce this show, the creative, and like I said, I hate it when I see Triple H out there directing everybody's interests.
Yeah, they show it all the time now.
If I was a WWE superstar talent, bro, it would not be him telling me how I'm coming out to my music and how I'm displaying my character. It's going to be me telling him what I'm going to do, and let's make this shit happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need you to tell me to look in the camera and I need you to do this. I don't need that. You got to tell me that shit, bro. Let me tell you how I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, then we can go to the table. But you ain't going to sit here and just tell me how to present my character. This is my character, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is my persona. Yeah. I know how I'm trying to get crossed over. You know? So, no. I'm so sorry, bro. Like, the unreal... And I agree with Stone Cold, bro. Like, you don't have to know how everything is in order for you to enjoy it. You don't.
It's crazy.
Again, I go to a magic trick show. I don't go up to after the show and be like, you know what, man? How'd you do that shit? No, I'm not. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'm just appalled by the illusion, because in the back of my mind, I know it's not real. I know he didn't really make that shit appear out of thin air. But I know there's a trick to it, but I don't want to know the trick because I like to be entertained by the illusion. So
then it ruins it all. Yep.
Yeah,
for sure.
I don't want to watch that shit, bro. Like, I agree with Stone Cold. Stone Cold, you hit a nail on the head for me, bro. Because I said the exact same thing last week, and he said it this week, bro. So yes,
100%.
I guess I'm old school in that way.
100%. It was funny too because they was in the same interview. They asked him about the Logan Paul $1 million, and he kind of was like, well, I don't. He was like kind of dancing around it. And then he's like, yeah, I turned it down. He's like, I sell beer. He's like, I sell Broken Skull beer. He was like, I don't know the ingredients in that prime stuff he be doing. So I was just
Stone Cold, straight up.
He kind of denied it ever happened and then went into how he said no to them. So I was like, so they did ask you, but that would have been so bad for Stone Cold if he was in a fucking prime bottle mascot, bro.
I think halfway through his answering the question, he was like, I'm gonna deny this shit because that's not a good look for me. But he's like, you know what, fuck it. I said no to it. I'm gonna tell him why I ain't say no. I don't know what kind of fucking pesticides in that prime bottle. So shit, fuck.
So the last one I got before a fun one. You got anything else?
Yeah, I got two
more. Go ahead.
Go to your.
Okay, I'll say the first one. So Kevin Nash.
Okay.
Says Cena should not wrestle at SummerSlam to work the gimmick of ruining wrestling. That's your boy. How you feel about that, bro?
Big Kev be saying a lot of real shit. I ain't gonna front, man. His podcast is good. Click this. Y'all check it out, man.
But that's some dumb shit.
But I don't get it. Like, I don't get that, bro. Like, I don't get what he mean. Like,
it's Cena's last SummerSlam, bro.
Wrestle at SummerSlam.
Yeah, because it's what the fans want. He's not going to give us what the fans want. I'm like, that's stupid.
See, this is why, you know what? And it's putting them in that position. And this is why I said months ago when we was like, do you think John Cena's going to turn heel? I'm like, nah, because it's his last tour. And I think they're going to. Situations like this is why you book yourself in the corner.
Yeah.
I want to piss them off on purpose, so I'm not going to show. Well, you're going to piss them off, and you're going to piss them off like for real, piss them off. Like, they're going to get turned off by the product type shit.
Yeah, especially since you charging like $40,000 for ringside seats, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy work, bro.
Yeah.
Crazy. So, I don't think that was a good take by Nash.
Yeah.
I don't get that. Like,
yeah.
I disagree.
And it was funny, too, because Sam Roberts was like, remember we talked about it last week? We're like, this motherfucker worked for WWE, bro. This motherfucker gets inside information, blah, 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 blah. This motherfucker talked about how he still wants John Cena to go babyface. And then he was like, and like all y'all saying that like I work for WWE and they're feeding me information. Why would they do that? I'm like, bro, why wouldn't they do that?
Why
bro?
would they not do that? You're part of the official podcast.
You're literally on Raw review show. You get a paycheck from WWE, but he's like, I'm a nobody. It's like, no, you get paid by WWE, bro. What are you talking about? You're on the pre-shows for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
You are in the universe, bro. It was so funny that he had to go out of his way to be like, why would WWE tell me anything? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I was like, the only motherfuckers say Jey Uso winning the Rumble. Why would they tell me anything?
Right. It seems like Sam Roberts be listening to the 404 Heelz podcast. What's going on, Sammy Sam? What's going on? But yeah, we come on. If you gotta deny the fact that you, based on what people are saying or speculating, and you want to, deflect it, you're definitely getting paid by them. And there's definitely some truth to that shit.
Hell yeah.
I never acknowledge lies about me when I know it ain't true. I'm like, oh, no, that's not true. Like, fuck. I'm not gonna sit here and give time out about and have a whole promo.
Why would they care about me? Little old me in my basement with a podcast? I was like, yeah, that's on WWE Network. Yeah. Come on, bro. Yeah.
Stop the jokes, bro. Stop the damn jokes.
What else, brother? What else?
Is TKO's greed is going to be AEW's strength in the future?
Yes, 100%, 100%, bro.
And so we're gonna let the folks in on because we talked about this, text about it and shit. And the theory is we think that TKO's money grab is going to eventually lead to WWE's downfall, which will strengthen AEW because AEW is the cheaper product to go watch out of the two. So we think on the 404 Heelz think that because of that, it's going to actually help AEW gain more viewership, more popularity, get more over with the wrestling fan base than what it is now. Because again, WWE is on this strictly money. That's it. So
look at all these celebs in our crowd. Look at this. Look at that. Like, it's just look at the fucking ads in the ring. They said it was going to be one ad prime. Now it's like a fucking boxing ring, bro. UFC ring. It's just littered with ads. Every turnbuckle got an ad. Yeah. Every match is sponsored by a different brand. They got fucking Chips Ahoy match. We got the fucking all these. What was the main event? I forget what the fucking main event was sponsored by, but it was something. I was like, I don't even think WWE fans even fuck with that product. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think it was sponsored by Head and Shoulders or some shit. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, it's
getting too much. It's getting too much. They said a little bit. They said a little bit. It won't bother us, which is true.
Right.
But it's every time they break in Smack or on Raw, they got to show 18 fucking people from Netflix in the crowd, bro. Yeah. I don't care. I don't know half these people. Like,
it's getting to the point to where their money grab is actually affecting the product.
Yeah.
Again, if you want to have advertisers and sponsorships, knock your fucking self out. But if it's getting to the point to where it's affecting your product as a whole, because of the decisions you're making is to make money, well, then you're going to have a fucking problem down the line.
Yep.
Because you got to remember, most professional wrestling fans are blue-collar workers, bro. Blue-collar, the middle class of America. Not too many wealthy,
I wouldn't even say middle class. I would say most fans are lower middle class WWE fans, honestly, bro. Except for green shirt guy, Trinidad flag guy. Them motherfuckers rich as hell because they always sitting ringside.
Well, green shirt guy got hit in the head, mollywopped by CM Punk, and he got free tickets to every damn show he wants to. You know what I'm saying?
Like the Stone Cold Steve Austin ATV fan. She about to be ringside every event.
ATV fan. Even though she fucking sold that shit so damn late.
She sold it, bro. She sold it
so late. He hit the damn barricade in like 2 minutes.
Her husband said, fall.
He clipped her in the back of her knee. Remember this back in high school?
He tripped her. Tabletopped her.
Oh, shit. And you saw Nick Khan go over there, like Nick Khan
talking to her, bro.
Talking to her.
Yeah. Like, he said, don't sue us, girl. Don't sue
tickets
us.
For life. Yeah. To every Mania. Until the rest of you, today you die. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Bro, they would have took me out on a stretcher, bro. I would have been like, I need a stretcher.
Oh, my neck and my back.
Yeah.
I want $500,000.
I would have been like Adam Copeland saying he can't walk for a week straight after every match, bro.
Right, bro. That's crazy. So, the greed.
Yeah.
Now, you have a fun one?
Yeah.
Well, we want to end off with a fun one. Or you want to end it off with like some real shit?
Let's end on the fun one, bro. Because it kind of has to do with wrestling, but kind of not.
Okay. So, the upcoming attack on pro wrestling. Now, I do say this to my fellow pro wrestling fans. We are going to be under attack within the very next year. Well, shit, by the end of this year, trust me. with the popularity of wrestling growing, now I'm starting to see it more and more. More people coming out with this bullshit of, oh, grown men watching pro wrestling. That's
Oh yeah.
that's just childish children's show. The new thing is about to come out is going to be the significant others. Now, there was this post floating around on Reddit about a woman who is married to a man. Now, do you know what I'm talking about, bro?
Yeah, I saw that shit.
Now, I read this whole fucking thread, right? And I'm like, is this real or is it fake? Now, I don't know. But one thing I do know, when I read this, some of that shit sounded asinine as fuck, bro. That's the word of the day. At one point, she said, so here it is. If y'all don't know, a wife married a man. He didn't watch wrestling at first, but he got back into it over the course of years. And she said now they don't have any money because he spends his money on wrestling figures and belts, and he always buys tickets to the show, and he always takes her, and she's like, I don't want to. And sometimes I don't feel like going, and she don't know what to do. It's getting to the point to where he told her for the WrestleMania day to refer to him as the final boss, and when she wouldn't do it, they got into an argument. It'd be points. She said it'd be points where his favorite wrestler, when Jey Uso won the heavyweight championship at WrestleMania, that this motherfucker was jumping on the couch, was screaming, hollering for joy. She said that the betrayal at WrestleMania it pissed him off, and he was really angry, upset about it and shit. My lady, let me tell you something. Pro wrestling fans are a unique breed of people. I would say this. Are those type of fans where they take this shit too far? Fuck yeah. I can say that about any kind of fucking sport where they take it too far, where they take it too much to heart. I mean, why do you think all those fights break out in fucking football stadiums? When you got alcohol and you got tribalism mixed in, you're gonna see some fights.
Yeah.
Now me, my team wins, their team lose. It is what it is. But I'm not gonna sit here and get thrown in the holding cell for busting somebody's ass over that shit. I tell you that.
You don't see too many fights at professional wrestling though. Like I'm a John Cena fan. You're a Roman fan. They wrestle. Roman beats his ass. We ain't gonna fight over that.
Yeah,
we ain't gonna fight over that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's crazy work. It's crazy work. So
I saw a fight at the Beyonce concert in L.A., bro. Crazy.
Of course. So somebody probably said Beyonce suck, and they started whooping ass. You know? So this level of fandom. There is extreme level of fandom. There is there now.
Yeah.
But what I'm afraid is about to happen. The attack on pro wrestling fans is about to come. I'm telling you, it's going to be. I mean, I implore you this. You and I, we need to have a show, just a series, and we just want to talk about being married with wrestling. You know what I'm saying? How our significant others look at us, and how other significant others. Like, I want people to chime in on this. Like, how do you go about watching your wrestling? And since it's so much a week, and then definitely what we do, it does take away time from your partner. You know what I'm saying? So I want to find out other stories about people. Have they been ridiculed? Have they been chastised? Have they wives said anything about them watching too much pro wrestling? Again, pro wrestling is a unique form of entertainment.
Yeah,
it is unlike any other. People either like it. I mean, fuck that. People either love it or people just don't watch it. It's like there is really no in between.
I bet it's a lot harder for like the 9 to 5 couples, like that both work 9 to 5s.
Yeah.
Come home 2 hours later, 3 hours later, I'm turning on like, because most of the time when I come home, I get home at 10 o'clock at night Monday, 10 o'clock at night Friday.
Right.
She sleep because she kind of works early in the mornings, but she basically sleep all the time. So it's easy as shit for me to watch wrestling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. See, with me,
them 9 to 5 couples, that's tough. Yeah, that's tough.
It's tough. And, it's tough when you both sitting down. It's like we're watching tonight, and in my mind, I'm like,
she's like, you want to watch a movie? You're like, nope.
I'm like, I really don't want to watch that shit. I really don't want to watch that shit because I gotta watch this. I gotta watch this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I find that's the first post I've seen that made its rounds, and I think that's not the last post we're going to see. I think we're going to see a lot more women come out the woodwork about shit. We're going to have husbands.
Yeah,
their wives watch pro wrestling, but they don't. You know,
it's golfers too, bro. Husbands that golf got to deal with that shit.
Yeah,
because that's a 4-hour commitment too. You know, it's like, hey, I know we both off on Saturday, but I want to go golfing with the fellas.
yeah, because this is what it is. So I mean, that's what I feel like is coming. You know, it's going to be an upcoming attack on pro wrestling. I feel like the more pro wrestling gets popular, I feel like it's going to be more people trying to chime in and knock it down a couple of pegs. Try to discredit the art.
If you got kids, use the kids as an excuse. Little Jimmy wants to watch wrestling. I don't want to watch wrestling, babe. Little Jimmy does.
So you're like, at 11 o'clock at night, he's in the bed. You know what I'm saying?
Little Jimmy wants a $600 replica belt.
So yeah, man, the upcoming attack on pro wrestling, just beware.
Yeah, it's coming.
And pro wrestling fans, this ain't the time to be divided. It's gonna be a time to be united. I'm trying to tell you, because they're coming for us. Yeah. They are coming for us. I'm telling you.
And it's going to get worse when these tickets stay the price they are. You know what I'm saying? Right.
That's what she said.
They're going to be like, you ain't spending no money on no wrestling ticket.
That's what she said in the post. It was too much money for the wrestling tickets. You know what I'm saying? It's too much this. And she said that she's at a point to where she's thinking about divorce because it's too much for her.
I'm gonna tell the wife, every time an Amazon package arrived, my tickets just got closer.
Yeah, right.
I see that Amazon man walking across my front yard. I just moved up 5 rows.
Yeah, check. You got that? Okay, heard. I'm gonna get mine.
Okay,
too.
Cool. How much was that, Mr. Amazon?
Oh, Louis Vuitton purse?
Louis Vuitton.
I got you some.
That shit was funny, bro. So my wife had, like, you know how the girls be wearing like the fanny packs around their chest now and shit. Yeah. Everyone be doing that. Men be doing it too. But she had like a Louis Vuitton one, right? I was like, oh shit, that real? She's like, yeah. I was like, oh damn. I was like, I already know Louis Vuitton's expensive. I said, how much was that shit? She said about $2,000. I said, damn, that's expensive. I said, that's for real? She said, no. She said, you think I would spend $2,000 without asking you? I was like, yeah. I was like, it's like, yo, that's not a question. Yeah.
Same story. Same story, but mine actually did get the real shit. It's like the little patch with the strap on and shit around the side. Yeah, cop that shit. I was like, God damn, babe.
Bro, we went to that Louis Vuitton store in Lenox. I said, this shit's that expensive? I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Crazy work,
I said, I'll find it from my man Tito in the back of his fucking car, and I'll get you a bag real quick, man.
Real quick. That shit gonna say LB, but not LV, but it's gonna look alike, bro.
Got 2 V's.
Yeah. Oh shit! But yeah, that's mine right there, man. Those are my words.
All right, bro. So we got a question that's taken over the internet. It's 100 humans versus 1 gorilla. Have you seen this?
Yeah.
So they're saying who will win a fight between 100 humans and 1 gorilla. I already say it's going to be 100 humans. We smarter, adaptive. We can jump them all at the same time. I get they strong as fuck.
Yeah. I
get it. But my question to you is, how many Brock Lesnars would it take to take down a gorilla?
It's gonna,
because you got to think, you get the regular us, it might take 50, 60, 70.
Yeah.
How many Brock Lesnars, bro?
It's going to take about at least 25 Brock Lesnars.
25 Brock Lesnars.
25 Brock Lesnars to take down the gorilla, bro.
All right.
I mean, the cheat code is someone has to be a sacrifice, because we're going to lose some folks.
Yeah.
Someone got to be a sacrifice. But all you got to do is jump on that motherfucker's back and gouge out his eyes. And that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. They can't. They can't. Yes. But it'll be for the greater good. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shit. It's going to take 200 Rey Mysterios. It's going to take 200 Rey Mysterios to do that shit, bro. Shit. He'll be spotting them shit motherfuckers like flies, bro. Shit. Shit. Yeah. 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 But this is a fucking gorilla though, bro. Like shit. Big Show. How many big shows would it take? How many big shows would it take? I'd rather have Big Show, bro. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. Big Show's strong as fuck, bro. His hand is the size of a fucking frying pan skillet, bro. Like, yeah, he did. He did. Yeah. Crazy work. 400. 400 of them motherfuckers, bro. There's only 400 of them. The least amount, shit. Look, I don't even know, bro. Like, I really don't know. I mean, Gorilla ain't never had no V trigger done to his head, so that shit, right to the temple, boom, his ass is down. Bro, that motherfucker try that shit. That motherfucker Gorilla catch his ass and break his fucking head. I tell you what, WWE would have the better physical advantage, but I think AEW would have the better skill advantage, strategically wise. Bro, no, see, hidden blade. That's all you need. One hidden blade, one loaded hidden blade, a loaded hidden blade from the back. The Gorilla's going down, bro. Yeah, well, shit, man. MVP by himself, bro. Just use that cane. Just right in the eyes. You know what I'm saying? No, Gorilla's getting fucked up, bro. What the fuck I do, bro? What the fuck I do now? That shit sound like a fucking Netflix series. That's it. That's it. That's it. Yeah. After he killed about 50 of us, there's still another wave of 50 coming. He ain't gonna make it, bro. He ain't gonna make it. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. Jesus Christ, bro. That was like, kind of already saw it. Or we could just have Mark Henry just flip a fucking truck on his ass. Fucking, he fit to flip that shit. That's it. Nah, that's it right there, bro. That's right. That's right. Till next time. Deuces.